Happy Thursday. Well, as you can see, I was able to remove my bag of shame. It kind of dawned on me last night. Sitting there, wait a minute, Brian, what the fuck's wrong with you? I have so many people in my life here in the real world that know me, right down to my life history to fucking grammar school. They care about me, they love me, they trust me, they respect me. Why should I let the Cabbage Patch Kid be elevated to a plateau of importance greater than them? Well, I have to admit, if he wasn't so damn fucking sexy in that Magnum PI Hawaiian print shirt, maybe that, take off the shirt, maybe, he wouldn't be that attractive to me. Who knows? But anyway. Yeah, they're back. Some things are very predictable in life. Here, living across the street from the Atlantic Ocean, you see things happen. And when they happen repeatedly, you know what's going to happen. When a big dark cloud rolls in off the ocean, we know there's going to be a flash of light, a boom of thunder, and the fucking rain's going to come down. It's predictable. Just like when Sanford opens his mouth, he's going to brag on himself. He'll make an excuse about something. And he'll proclaim another new upcoming project that, like I said, he retired Baby Bottle Rocket. He had to distance himself from that claim. Like I said, from day one. The day that car ever ran a 10 would be the day my doorbell rang. I opened the door and Jesus Christ is standing there holding a Domino's pizza and goes, "Mr. Cabral, that'll be $14.99. Well, I heard his Plan 9 from outer space. He sold it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was told by two people. He said he sold it. He said something about the reason was he was getting aggravated with it because it wasn't making any progress, so he sold it to someone that maybe they could do something with it. Wow. He wasn't able to do anything with it in all this time. That car was as good as it was ever going to get. Baby Bottle Rocket was as good as it was ever going to get. And I remember watching that video when he raced Sandy with this Casper, a not so friendly ghost. It launches. The thing looked like it was on a fucking waterbed. The suspension in that thing is fucking horrible. In fact, someone even called it Wobble Rocket at one time. Like a Weeble wobbles, but it don't fall down. Some people think that's cool. But that's the worst thing? That's the worst launch you want with a car. You don't want a car twisting and all that. You want it to lift straight. You watch you watch real race cars. They lift straight up. All that twisting, you're losing a lot of forward momentum. All that power, that torque, that horsepower that should be pushing the car forward is pulling the car sideways. That's something you don't want. But his suspension is all fucked up on that. His idea of a rear suspension, you don't want coilovers, you don't want a full link. Oh no, just put a worn out oil shock on one side, of air shock. The car's already all fucking tilted to begin with, so naturally under power it's going to want to pull to its lowest point. He has the car set up. You look at that car from the front or the back, and the car's like this. He's going to get all that power to that wheel. I've learned a few things through the years. It's good old Lakewood traction action, yellow slapper bars. Even those, when you set them up, you want the snubber closer to the leaf spring on the passenger side, because the car is going to want to get that twist. It is going to want to pull to the passenger side. You want that snubber to hit first to hold it up so that power isn't pulling it up. It'll hold it. So now there's always going to be that little delay from the power from the passenger side wheel to the driver's side wheel. It's only a split second, but that split second makes a big difference. You eliminate that twist, and now you get that forward momentum. And that's when you're lifting both wheels off the ground. The car's going even. You're not getting all this. I know it looks cool. I saw a video on here one time. Some guy had like a fucking 58 black Chevy or something. Man, this thing's fucking twisted up so bad. He's almost You know, wow, that's cool, that's cool. But look at the time that thing ran. He's losing a good second just on all that fucking twist. You know? Yeah, I don't know everything, but I've learned a thing or two or three through the years. You know, he has a terrible suspension. The front suspension in that thing. You know, he actually did get that to a quarter-mile track one time. Couldn't race it. Failed tech. And how I know? The guy that was supposed to go with him. You know who I'm talking about, right? Good friend of mine. Calls me up. Hey, Brian, check this out. He was also at the track the night, time he spit out his fucking axle and almost took the fucking tree out. The track workers are fucking running and they're yelling at him, stop, stop, stop. And he's there with his Captain America helmet on, Mr. Joe Pro Nitro driver racer. And they know how to take his fucking foot out of it. I think at that time when I was doing my Uncle Sanford's greatest hits, and I was taking classic songs and adapting them to Sanford. You guys remember that, right? Okay, I'll do this one for you. This makes some people happy. When that happened, when he spit his axle out, I came up with, hey, Rolling Stones, hey, you, get off of my track. Hey, you, get off of my track. Hey, you, get off of my track. Spitting out axles, we don't want you back. He greased up 400 feet of fucking track. When it came down, he dug into the fucking asphalt. The track owner was fucking furious. Furious at him. He made a total fucking fool out of himself. You know? He called me. Somebody was at the track. Hey, Brian, you're not going to believe what the fucking Sanford just did. He spit out a fucking axle. Axle came out with the wheel, was flopping around, almost hit the tree. The track workers there to start it. They're fucking running away from the fucking thing. People are yelling and screaming, stop, stop. And he's there with his Captain America red, white, and blue helmet on, thinking he's fucking Don Prudhomme, you know what I mean? Fucking hysterical. You know? The suspension on that thing's all fucked up. All fucked up. You know? I guess the tracks he goes to, they're not really too stringent, you know, when it comes to tech inspection. They'll let little things, they'll let things slide. Let's face it, 8th mile track, you're not going to accumulate the same speeds with cars like that. You get into pro mods and stuff like these straight outlaw guys. Yeah, these guys, some of these guys are running over 200 miles an hour in the 8th. But look at their cars. So yeah, they want to be a little more picky when it comes to inspecting these guys due to the speeds they're going to reach. Car like his, he's running through the traps at 78 miles an hour, shit like that. You know what I mean? So you might let a few little things slide. Now I hear he sold Plan 9 from outer space, and he's aggravated with it. I just hope whoever bought that car doesn't have any plans of wanting to stick a high horsepower, high torque motor in that thing. That thing's so fucking structurally unsound, a butterfly could land on the fucking hood and the front end will collapse. That car is so fucking gutted. So fucking gutted. You know? The fucking torque twist. Turn that car into a fucking pretzel. But, you know, some things are predictable. Sanford is very fucking predictable, you know. But his pickle sniffers are just as predictable. It's already happening. His trolls are coming after me. Yeah. They are very predictable too. First, in predictability, their spelling and grammar, typing and comments. Looks like it was typed by a fucking crackhead with dyslexia. Hope none of these people are adults and have children that they fucking homeschooled during the pandemic. They're going to grow up to be fucking idiots just like their fucking parents. You know? And they just say the same thing. It's like a script that they follow. Okay, when we go troll Uncle Brian, here's what we say. Oh yeah, well what are you building? I hear that. Oh yeah, well what are you building? Why do I have to be building anything? Why? I could say the same thing to you. What are you building? What do you have? You don't even do anything. I go look at their channel. It's not a single bit of fucking content. They just have this channel set up to fucking troll. They have troll channels. That's all they really have. Troll channels and a nut-sucking, asshole-licking channel in support of Uncle Sanford. That's what their channels are about. They don't do anything. You know? They don't even want to be known. They won't even show their fucking face on the video. They won't show their face at all. They don't want to be known. And a lot of them have alternate accounts. I've had them come at me and troll me. And, you know, I like famous quotations that make sense. I read a lot. Some of my favorites are Hemingway, Poe, guy by the name of Dean Koontz. He's got a book called Velocity. If you like intense, mind-bending thrillers, I would suggest reading Velocity by Dean Koontz. But my all-time favorite is Mark Twain, a.k.a. Samuel Clemens. He comes up with some of the most profound, he came up with the most profound statements I've ever heard, and they're still relevant to this day. One of them is, never argue with idiots. They are only capable of attempting to drag you down to their level of idiocy and hope to beat you with experience and idiocy they have that you don't. So I don't argue with them. I have no problem blocking people, because all they do is call names and tell me, oh yeah, what are you building, Cabral? What are you building, Cabral? Typed very poorly, a lot of misspelled words. Seriously, you guys should get a fucking GED at least. Is that too much to ask of you? And it's the same shit. I heard a good one now, though. First time I heard this one. Oh, Cabral, you're just bitter because he rejected you. He rejected me? In what way? I had to really think about this. Rejected me? The only thing I could come up with is that I'm bitter because he wouldn't let me be his friend. He rejected me as, wanting to be my friend. Is that what you're, is that what you mean? Then I think about that. I say, well, why the fuck would I want to be friends with a guy that's just on here to hustle money, sell hats and t-shirts? I mean, if I want a friend that's, selling hats and t-shirts and shit, I'll go to a fucking flea market and find somebody that I get along with, and I'll have them be my fucking friend. And maybe I'll get a free package of fucking tube socks and underwear. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that shit. He lies to people constantly with his projects, his claims. You know what he reminds me of? He treats his pickle sniffers the way a negligent father treats his child. He tells them what they want to hear. That's all he does. Tell them what they want to hear to get all excited, to make them happy for the moment. I tell little personal stories at times because I can relate this right back to Sanford. I had a friend when I was a kid down here, Ricky. And, we all went to school together, played Woodway ball together, played pond hockey together, played pop on football together, played basketball together, went to school together, hung out together, rode our bikes together. We did a lot of things together, hung out at the beach together. And our parents would, take us here and there on occasion, vacation, sometimes to the amusement park up at, it's not there anymore, Lincoln Park in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. Not the biggest or best amusement park, but it was a good one. It was ours, We could maneuver that place fucking blindfolded. Just by the sights and sounds and smells, of the rides and the people and the food. And we used to pick up a lot of girls there. We knew where they hung out too. And, we'd be in school during the week. Hey, my father's taking me fishing Saturday. Oh yeah, we'd all talk about things that were coming up. If it wasn't all the time every weekend, but things would come up. And hey, we're talking to friends. Hey, my father said we're going up to New Hampshire for the weekend. That's one thing I did do. My parents, we went up to New Hampshire a lot on weekends, and stuff. It's not that far away, right over the border here in Massachusetts. And Ricky would come in. Oh, my father's taking me to Lincoln Park Saturday. Oh yeah, cool. We're all happy for him. He's all excited. Weekend comes, we leave, we come back to school on Monday, we're talking. Hey Ricky, I was in Lincoln Park. Oh, we didn't go. My father forgot he had something to do. Next time, my father's taking me here. His father was always going to take him somewhere, and Ricky was always happy. Be excited all week. Every time the time came, his father never took him. Something came up. This happened. That happened. He always had an excuse. And after a while, I actually felt bad for Ricky. I actually got into it with another kid one. I liked Ricky. He wasn't, I don't know how to say this, without sounding bad, but he was kind of like a wimp. And he got bullied at times, and I kind of stuck up for the kid. He was a good kid. I liked him. I got a hair in my nose, I'm not picking my nose here. I got a fucking hair sticking up here that's tickling me. And one time, your father's a fucking bullshit, or he's a liar. Now, what kid wants to hear anything bad said about their dad? I think Ricky deep down knew that every time his father told him something, he knew his father was going to let him down. He wasn't going to go. But he wanted to be like one of the guys. You know what I mean? They were doing things with their dad. He didn't want people to think his dad was a bad dad and wasn't taking him places and doing things with him. So he believed what his father told him. Believed it to a degree, enough to be able to talk about it and, you know. But I think deep down he knew whenever his father told him he was going to do something with him, it was a 50-50 shot. And usually it fell on the short end of the 50, you know. This went on people, oh, your father's a bullshitter, you know. And when I started to see Sanford early on, how it was with his pickle sniffers, making claims, and I saw how they get all fired up all week on a video. Yeah, oh yeah, Sanford's going to do this, Sanford's going to run a 10, Sanford's going to do this, Sanford's going to... And then Sanford will let him down. Always had a fucking excuse. I can kind of relate that back to a dad that just tells his kids what they want to hear at the moment to make them happy, knowing full well he's not going to do it. But he's going to tell his kids something. Why? To maintain their kids' loyalty and love. And that's the same type of relationship I see with Sanford and his pickle sniffers. He tells them what he thinks they want to hear to get them excited. That keeps them close to him, liking him. It builds a bond of loyalty. And even you pickle sniffers know damn well that when the time comes, you ain't going to fucking do it. Why? Because he's predictable. He himself has established a long-running track record of this behavior. You know it. You see it. But for whatever reason, how Ricky had that bond with his dad, that no matter what happened, he was going to be loyal to his dad. You guys are the same fucking way. Same fucking way. He treats you like an irresponsible dad treats their child. Knowing he can do and say anything and get away with it because that bond of loyalty will always be there no matter what. I think that's about it for today. Until next time.